Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. Real quick, there's a link at the bottom of the screen. Tenkar's there's tavern.games drive, slash DTRPG. All right, it's the affiliate link for the tavern. If you go there and you spend some money, some of the money you spend comes back to support the tavern. Really can't thank you enough. You guys have been great, and gals. Using the link really does help support. So, what are we looking at here? We are looking at the foreword from the Player's Handbook, first edition. And why is it important? Well, first off, it's dated the 2nd of June, 1978. So we're talking 45 years ago, almost to the day. All right, I missed it by 4 days that this was written, or at least stated. And this is the last part of the foreword, but I think it's very important because I think much of this is ageless. And it's some basic advice for players, theoretically for your AD&D 1E game, but realistically, it's for any RPG. So, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons is a game that is demanding for players and dungeon masters alike, but the rewards in terms of enjoyment are vast. There is nothing quite like a successful D&D campaign, and its success is based upon the efforts of all participants. The dungeon master is pivotal, of course, but the players are just as important. And think about it, you have one DM, you've got 4, 5, 6, sometimes more players. It's a lot of balancing to do. For the players are the primary actors and actresses. Note, 45 years ago, Mike Carr is acknowledging that we have what? Actors and actresses, men and women, teens of all genders. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something people go, D&D is sexist. It's right there in the foreword. So, the primary actors and actresses in the fascinating drama which unfolds before them. For that reason, their outlook and their conduct will greatly affect the flavor and tempo of the campaign. Accordingly, they should do their best to further the success of the entire undertaking. This is often no more than a matter of simple etiquette. Go figure that one out. And following a few simple guidelines will suffice to make the game experience more fun for everyone concerned, everyone at the table. To wit, and he gives basically 5 rules, guidelines, suggestions. 1, be an organized player. Have the necessary information on your character readily at hand and available to the dungeon master. Why is that important? It speeds up gameplay. Know what your bonuses are to hit. Know what your hit points are. Know what your armor class is. Know what your saves are. Have an idea of what your character has. Know your spells, obviously. All right, but okay. 2. Now, this is an important one, right? Cooperate with the dungeon master and respect his decisions. If you disagree, present your viewpoint with deference to his position as game moderator. Be prepared to accept his decision as final. And remember that not everything in the game will always go your way. Don't throw a hissy fit. Don't throw a tantrum when it doesn't go your way. And listen, we've all done this, right? We've all had different interpretations of certain rules. Maybe we misremember a certain rule. Or maybe the DM misremembers. Be respectful. Yes, you can challenge their decisions. Be respectful. And I'll add, don't take up too much game time. A lot of times it's better to let the decision stand, review it at the end of the game. You can always do a Dallas. All right, well, I guess I really screwed that one up. Well, it never happened. JR's still alive, folks. JR's still alive. 3. This is something that I can actually say Yeah, we had a recent issue with this in one of my games I'm playing in. Cooperate with the other players and respect their right to participate. I am going to take that a little bit further. Be a partner with everybody. Not everybody is going to want to follow the decisions. A lot of times a party these days, especially, right? It's kind of like a democracy. So just because you've fallen into the role of party leader doesn't mean that you get to decide the actions for others. And you know what? Sometimes you got to go along with the group. Don't split the group, right? We know that it still happens. But encourage new and novice players by making suggestions and allowing them to make decisions on courses of action rather than dictating their responses. Oh, no, 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 no. You should be up in that tree shooting arrows. You shouldn't get into combat. No, go listen. What you could do, you have a few options, right? You present them the options and let them, even if they screw up, how do you learn? You learn by screwing up. 4. If you are unable to participate in an adventure, give the other players and the DM some concrete guidelines if your character is going to be included in the adventuring group. For the most part, in the groups I've been in these days, if you can't make a session, your character is suddenly not there. And when you're back, you're back. I know it's a hand wave. I know it's not realistic. But here's the other part of this. If your character is adventuring without you being there, be prepared to accept the consequences, good or bad, in any case. 5. This is very important, right? Get in the spirit of the game and use your persona to play with a special personality all its own. And this doesn't mean you have to put on funny voices, but your character over the course of a session or 2 or 3 will suddenly start revealing themselves, right? Uh, my gnome priest, I learned, was like, oh, somebody wanted me to take an oath. Well, no, I take oaths very seriously. I just don't randomly take oaths. This is a special. I It grew out of play, but once it's grown, then you stick with it. Interact with the other player characters and non-player characters to give the game campaign a unique flavor and life. Above all, let yourself go and enjoy. Then he goes on, enough of the preliminaries. Let's get on with the game. Let's see now. Where did I stash away all those material components? Mike Carr, TSR, Games and Rules Editor, 2nd of June, 1978. So, folks, I would like to see what you all think about these 5 suggestions, guidelines, rules. I think they still apply today, and I think they're still very important. So let me know in the comments. Let me know your feedback. By the way, if you've made it to the end of this video and you haven't subscribed, why not? Obviously, it was interesting enough to stick around for 9 minutes. And folks, give it a like. Appreciate it. So, on that note, be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well. I will be back again tomorrow with a very special live stream. Ooh, what will that behold? I don't know. 8 p.m. tomorrow. I'll see you then. Good night, folks. Or good afternoon. Or good evening.